me. Help me.
As of a few months ago, the 3DS actually stopped its online function and closed down the Nintendo store on the 3DS. Now, normally you'd think that would be the complete end of the 3DS or any other console really, but as a matter of fact, that's been completely the different situation with the 3DS. So the real question is, why is everybody picking up their 3DS in 2024, and should you be following suit? Now, I'm ashamed to say, when the Nintendo Switch came out, I did actually give up on my 3DS entirely. So after the 3DS being top of my list for years before the Switch came out, the Switch came in and moved itself right into the top of the list, and I said goodbye to the 3DS, eventually selling all of my consoles. And looking back, is probably the worst mistake that I ever made, giving up on something that I loved so much. But I think the saying is, we live and we learn, and that's exactly what I did. Kind of felt like I gave up on the best handheld that was ever made to date. Even still, I'd probably call it the best handheld console ever. Now the 3DS has made a comeback, and I'm here to tell you why. I feel like one of the reasons is because homebrewing has now become incredibly popular. People are feeling no guilt modding their 3DSs and enjoying so many games because they've closed the online store, and a lot of games are no longer accessible, so we can no longer buy them. People aren't afraid that their account's going to get banned, and people are taking full advantage of modded 3DSs. For instance, you now have really fun themes. When I open my 3DS, it does this. That was the theme music to when I open my 3DS. There are cute themes, cute music, unlimited games, unlimited great games. The 3DS has an amazing library, and we'll get onto that, at your disposal. And I think a lot of people are realizing the library is incredible and they can now mod with no guilt. And that's exactly what people are doing. And I guess due to this, people are completely rediscovering the 3DS and getting a chance to enjoy the games that made them feel so good when they were children or teenagers. Or adults, because adults game too. Kidults. I'm like a child in an adult's body. I guess we've also seen a huge rise with the popularity of very, very big handheld console. The Switch is pretty big, the Steam Deck is massive, and there's no way you're fitting that in your pocket anymore. I can't even fit the Steam Deck in my bag most of the time, and I strongly feel that this is probably the best handheld console that we've ever had. Not to mention the fact that we have two screens. A lot of people thought two screens were gimmicky, but the fact that we have such a handheld console that we can just slip in our bag or our booby pockets, just like this. One sec, car coming. As I was saying before I was really interrupted, the fact that we can just fit at the console in our booby pocket and have a lot of screen space like this is absolutely incredible. It stops us from needing a big, huge, massive console to be able to carry it around and make it a handheld console. And I strongly believe the fact that we have two screens is what actually makes this not only portable but enjoyable, because we can experience the game on a bigger screen without it being really annoying and bulky. I can take this anywhere. I can put it in my underpants if I wanted to, and no one would ever know. It would be a complete secret. It would be disguised. I feel like because we've had so many consoles that are the size of the equator, the moon, probably. The moon, maybe? Just really massive. Has made us think, oh my gosh, I miss having consoles that are this small. And I've actually heard rumors that the new Switch is possibly going to have a two-screen option, because I feel like we need to bring portability back. I'm bringing portability back. These other consoles don't know how to act. Yay for booby pocket. And let's be real, nothing much is going on with the Switch right now. Due to there being a new release probably this year, next year, everything around the Switch right now is kind of dull, and we've probably played most of the games that we could. This is why most of us, I believe, are going back to basics. That the 3DS library is probably one of the best libraries we've had in the entire world, and we're finally going back, either because you've been naughty and modded it, or because you can finally now afford the games. I know for myself that I couldn't afford the games back then because I was young. younger, and now I'm older and my priority is gaming. I can definitely afford to buy games. Me personally, a lot of the games I've got on my Switch now, I've also got the physical edition, but I've also been able to access games that I could never access before due to the fact that they haven't made them physical, or they've just not been accessible in this country, and now I can finally go back and access all of them. And I also feel like a lot of us are healing our inner childs. A lot of us are healing our inner child because we're playing all these games that bring us back to a time where we were happier, or just a time where we felt games were the most important things in our life. And honestly, what a freeing feeling. And also probably my final reason is the reason why this has got really popular within the past few months, is that I think people are discovering that the developers and the fans and the community of the 3DS is probably one of the best communities that we have ever had. For instance, there are so many games, there are so many people who've picked this up in the past, and it's the first time I'm seeing so many people who've never discovered this. A lot of Gen Z are going back and they're picking this up and they're like, wow, what an amazing console. What happens normally is people don't go back that far and enjoy something like this far into the future, and I kind of feel like that shows how amazing that this console truly is. I've spent so many years enjoying my 3DS, and I'm so glad that I'm finally back in the 3DS community, and they're probably all of my reasons why I think the 3DS is become ridiculously successful. And I kind of think, with that being said, gaming companies should actually take note, because there are so many features on this that we could definitely put into our new consoles. I want portability back. On that note, I'm going to go now and enjoy the woods. I'm going to go on a little woodland walk, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Cyber hug. Lovely.